I felt I was at a stage personally and in business life where I wanted to make changes, and I realised I'd come to a point where I needed to do that, and I needed guidance. I couldn't do that myself. I needed guidance, and I needed help to be able to move that forward and to move on to that next level. And I decided I needed to take that decision to do it. I did get what I came for, yes, because I wanted to cover certain areas, particularly with the business that I didn't have answers to, that I didn't know how I wanted to go forward, I had no direction with. And I feel now, having covered the 2 days, that I've been able to do that. Areas where I couldn't do it myself, I couldn't figure it out myself, and I needed some external help to be able to do it, and to come away out of my setting, out of my business environment, my home environment, my country, and to come away from that. I would strongly advise to do that. Now, I'm not in Spain doing this, I'm in England doing this, but I would strongly advise that you do that, because you need to get away from that to be able to clear your head and then get into the right environment. And Daniel gives you that. He allows you to, come into a setting. He works closely with you. It's very informal and it's very friendly. And for me, that's been very good, because you build up the connection, you have the rapport, and you're comfortable in it. But you're also made to be uncomfortable as well, because you need to be challenged. And that for me is quite good. So the idea is that you are removing obstacles that you have, that you're broadening horizons, you're breaking down boundaries to be able to move you on in terms of who you are as a person, also in terms of where you want to take your business and your aspirations. And sometimes you don't know that, and I didn't know that. I didn't know where my aspirations were. I'd lost maybe some direction in terms of targets and goals that I want to try and achieve with my business, whereas he's brought that back into line for me, and also has given me some new levels to look at. I think what you've helped me to achieve over the last 2 days is to give me back confidence to a certain extent. It's a very lonely place being in business on your own, and you can be underconfident, and it's very hard sometimes and very difficult to be able to know who to speak to, because you've got to keep this sort of maybe persona up sometimes, and it's very hard to know who to turn to, and you maybe don't want to annoy your family with it or annoy friends with it, so it's quite important that you do that. So for me, I think it's been probably a pivot, nearly in a way, a point where I've been able to come away and allow me to get the space to be able to do that, and to be able to move forward, and probably have confidence in knowing that the experiences that I have had have taken me to a point now where I'm well equipped now to go forward. There's various aspects within the last 2 days that we've covered, in all sorts of things, in all sorts of areas, which have, I suppose, they combine, because there's got to be a balance there if you want to move forward. So if you're missing one factor, not everything else will work properly. So what I've learned is probably that there's been a balance of things that I've had to cover here, and we've gone through a lot of things, between business structure through to goal setting. Something I've never done before is do a long-term goal set. Never done that, but it's very good, because it allows you then to come back. That's probably been the key thing for me, really, has been the long-term goal setting, which I've never done. I've only ever been looking to sort of survive as a business, day on day, week on week, month on month, whereas what we've looked at is actually looking at a 15-year plan and working back from that, which gives you very good, very clear clarity in terms of what way you want to go forward. Where my business was going was that I didn't have proper structures or systems in place, and I knew that, and that's why I wanted to come in this course, partly, or come in these 2 days mentoring, I should say. And the thing was that the business wasn't moving forward. I've been in business myself for 5 years now, and okay, we've come through a period of very difficult times in terms of the economy and so on, through now to where things are starting to improve, but my business wasn't moving fast enough, and also I hadn't the right structures or systems in place. So if what I've come away with now after the 2 days is a very clear idea of what I need to implement in my business, and the time scale that I need to do that over, which is the 12 months, and how I need to do that, whereas before in certain areas I maybe didn't know. So I'm quite clear in terms of the things that I need to implement, or the techniques and the various systems that I need to put in place to be able to get to that point. It's very good. It's very down to earth. It's very a good listener to start with, and I think also I found even before I met him, as I knew, that my question was, could this guy take me on to where I need to be? Could I connect with this fella, and is he the right fella for me to work with? And I do believe after the 2 days, yes, that is the case. And it's not a case of it's a blame game or anything like that. It's a case of working alongside me. And the beauty about the 2 days in personal mentoring is that you've got 2 days of Dan to be able to do that. You've got 2 days to ask questions and talk things through and really dig down into areas where you wouldn't be able to do that if you were in a group session or you were in a seminar or whatever. And that's why I wanted to do this, because I wanted that one-to-one to be able to really get to the key issues that I needed to sort out and the key issues that I needed to address to be able to move forward. And he's experienced because he's been in business, he's experienced because he's done a lot of these things, and knows as well, especially with the field I work in, how we work and how our business works. So for me, it's a case of having a good understanding, and also I felt that he picked up in the key areas where I needed to improve on, and the key areas that maybe was better at, and the areas that we needed to balance out and improve on, and also to help me. I felt as though he's working with me in terms of knowing where I want to go now. I think anybody who, a self-employed business owner of any type of business, it doesn't really matter, the same principles will apply. I would strongly recommend it if you're in business, because we don't know it all. Nobody has all the answers. You can be in business and be very good, but you don't know everything. And I think it's a case of you can always learn more. And I think it's important if you could be struggling in business, or you could have just started a business, you could be in business a while, but it's a case of you've always got to evolve to move forward. So I think anybody who's in business who has a yearning or an appetite to want to improve how they do things themselves and in business, I would strongly recommend to come on this.